what I've been doing is experimenting with using the Zoom H5 and a mobile phone, because basically I've been working with an OHS project, which is about Tamil and Syrian refugees in Wales. The research done by Cardiff University and the archiving and the community engagement done by Symphagins. And we'd barely started on the field work. Only one or two interviewees had been contacted and interviewed. And we were in a difficult position really, because it's a sensitive topic. The security of the testimonies and anonymity of some of the interviewees was an issue, and their circumstances were very variable in terms of what they might have to hand themselves. So the greatest challenge really is how we contact and establish trust and not put too much pressure on the interviewees. The main principle for us was to keep it as simple and secure as possible for the interviewee, and use equipment that was available and familiar to them, and then to record the results locally. So the equipment that we had, of course we had to depend on the fact that the interviewers had this equipment at home, and luckily they'd taken the Zoom H5s home with them, and they had the usual clip-on microphones and a set of headphones, and they each had a mobile phone. The only missing link really was a mini jack to XLR connecting lead, which you needed to connect the other XLR socket to the mobile phone, and that you could get for $12.95 on Amazon and delivered to the door. So that solved that. But if you have a mobile that's an iPhone 11 or later, then you'll also need this adapter to link the lead from the Zoom H5 to the lightning socket in the phones, because they don't have mini jack sockets for headphones anymore. So this is the setup. It was quite simple. Headphones plugged into the H5, clip-on mic on U, plugged in to one of the XLRs as usual, and then the other XLR socket connected to the mobile phone's headphone input. As usual, before you start, turn off the notifications on the phone and make sure it's fully charged. And then you need to set it up before you actually pick up the phone to phone them. So put your headphones on, switch the Zoom on, press the buttons. It's exactly the same as usual, really. Test the recording level for your own voice. And I did find I had some interference from other equipment I had on my desk, so I had to separate things out a bit. And then you call the interviewee. Now, don't do what I did, which was instinctively to take my headphones off to call the interviewee on the phone, and then realize that I could only hear what was going on through my headphones. Talk to them for a while, test the level of their voice, and with this as well, the volume levels of the interviewer and interviewee were there's more difference than you would find in a normal face-to-face interview. So you can see that actually on the settings in the image. And then there are other things, are they using the speaker on their phone, as lots of people do, or whether they're holding it to their ear. If they're holding it to their ear, things like glasses, for example, I had a knocking sound on one experiment, which I couldn't make out what it was, but the person on the other side was wearing glasses. Anyway, when you're happy you've got as good the sound quality as you can get, then you press the record and start interviewing. And it was reasonably straightforward, but as has been said before, you can't really do lengthy interviews holding a phone to your ear. And the big issue for us was that you can't see the interviewee's face or gauge their feelings or their reactions to your questions. And they can't see you, so you can't, give non-verbal responses. It's really difficult to establish rapport. And another thing that struck me as well, which may or not be relevant, but if it's your mobile phone, you're paying the phone bills, so rather than the project. But because then we discovered that some of the interviewees we had in mind were really, really familiar with using WhatsApp to contact and talk to friends and family scattered, all over the place. So we thought, okay, let's try WhatsApp, exactly the same setup as you can see, but with using WhatsApp on the phone. So it's not just a mobile phone call. Then you're using voice over internet. But you have got the option then of either having a video call or an audio call. But what we were doing was just recording the audio in both cases. So if I can get this to work now, what I've got are examples. They're not actual interviews, they're experiments with one of the researchers, Angram Abdullah. First I phoned her with a mobile, on the mobile phone, a mobile call, then with WhatsApp audio only, and then recording the sound of a WhatsApp video call. And I'll see if I can get this to work. Okay.
I'm just explaining now that I'm recording you remotely using my iPhone and the H5 Zoom, and this is just a straightforward mobile call. So if you can explain where you are and what kind of environment you're in, that'd be great.
Yeah, so now I'm talking to you from my home. It's my room upstairs, and the reason why I am, talking to you from my room upstairs, because the broadband router is very close to me. That's why, I thought you used WhatsApp. Okay, anyway, because sometimes when I talk to my daughter who's in London and I'm downstairs, the sound keeps coming and going on and off, and it's not clear.
So that's a mobile call, and this is WhatsApp with her holding the phone as she would for a phone call.
This is a WhatsApp audio call, isn't it?
Yeah.
And where have you got the phone for this then?
Sorry.
Yeah. How are you holding the phone?
Yeah. It's just as normal as the first ordinary call. I am holding it again near my ear. Okay.
Right. And
again, I am not using any earphones.
Okay. And what's the sound quality from my end like for you?
Yeah, it's very clear. Very clear. Yeah.
And now this is the WhatsApp video, just the audio recorded.
So now we're still on WhatsApp, but it's a video call, so I can see you and you can see me via our phones, yeah?
Yeah.
And so how far are you, is your mouth from the speaker on the phone, on the microphone on the phone now?
Well, it's maybe 30 centimeters or so. Yeah, I don't have a measure. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's just let me explain. So it's my desk, okay, and I have placed the phone on at the other end of the desk, and it's just the normal maybe space or distance between me and And it's I don't know if can you hear me clearly? If I, what do you want me to just put it closer or?
Well, it might be interesting to move it to see how the sound changes.
Yeah.
So if you can bring it a bit closer.
So I'm moving it now.
Yeah.
Closer. This is the closest because I don't want to scare my interviewees.
So, you know, my hearing isn't that good, so it'd be interesting to know what you think of the different sound qualities. But what I do, I'll just finish with Angham's own comments really on the different options that she's tried out, because she's the one at the sharp end going to have to do the interviews.
I feel more comfortable with the Zoom, to be honest. I mean, it's okay if they are fine with using WhatsApp video. I'll just go for it. Just as I told you, because I mean, at least it gives you that feeling of an interview. There is somebody in front of you talking to you, and you have the comfort of not holding anything, you know, like just the normal phone call with all these connections, okay? With all these wired connections, I didn't feel comfortable. When I use the video WhatsApp, at least it's more comfortable, because I don't think that it's gonna be you know, ideal talking about very sensitive you know, things, your memories, your all of these what we want them to talk about while holding the mobile.
Yeah.
You know, just you know, holding mobile through normal phone call gives the fact, or gives the feeling that it's just an instant call, you know, it's just a very quick thing, and it's not, I don't think that it's ideal.
So really, to sum up, it's we don't think it's the easiest way. It's certainly not the easiest option, is it, in terms of doing interviews? There's so many things that you need to balance and control, and those are both technical and personal, really. So it's a matter of finding the best fit for yourself, the project, and the interviewee. And we're, you know, the jury's still out, really. We still haven't decided whether we are going to go ahead with remote interviewing, because of this issue of the sensitivity of the topics being discussed, and that feeling of distance doesn't sort of help, and also people's circumstances are difficult, or even more difficult now. So that's it, really. And by the way, that last bit of recording was recorded with the same setup, plugged into a Zoom call,